You might have been waiting for a long time. The third slide, please. Yeah, I was telling a small story about what happened, why this has become very important. The FDA is the Food and Drug Administration, USA. See, homeopathic medicine in USA was not regulated till 1970. 1970, anybody could have manufactured the medicine, marketed and distributed. In 1970, a decision was taken that some sort of a regulation of homeopathic manufacturing is required. Till that time, all the homeopathic medicines were OTC products, over the counter. Anybody can just walk in and purchase the medicine and go. But sadly, lot of preparations in the name of homeopathic medicine was flooding in the market, and the market of homeopathic medicine was going extremely high. So the federal agencies thought that some sort of a regulatory mechanism is required. So they have notified that, but till 1995, nothing happened. They kept quiet. They were watching what is happening, how the market is faring. But in 1995, the homeopathic market in USA has jumped quantum leap. It was going very, very high. So possibly because of the influence from the other stakeholders in marketing medicines, not only homeopathic, other medicines also. And also due to certain adverse reactions, mild adverse reactions from some patient groups or some public, the US decided that some sort of a restriction is required. So they notified that, and almost they were that was in the verge of making stringent regulations. Then people thought that that was an attempt to ban homeopathy in US. This was a rumor spread across, and most of the organizations, including LMHI, including Indian professional organizations, they all reacted that in US homeopathy was going to be banned. But in fact, it was not only that might be one of the intention, but that was not the sole issue. In the name of homeopathy, lot of products were flooding in the market, which out of that some of the products was not very safe. In fact, it was not very safe at all. This has prompted them to revisit the regulatory mechanism of homeopathic medicines, and they notified it. Now some restrictions are already there. Next slide, please. So in 1970, I told it. Next one, this I told already. The next one. Next slide. The legal position in homeopathic marketing is homeopathic medicines are recognized as per the USHP. As you are, all of you know that there are 7 homeopathic pharmacopoeias in the world. We have USHP, we have British Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia, Indian Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia, French Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia, we have German Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia, Mexican Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia, and Brazilian Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia. These are the 7 homeopathic pharmacopoeia, standard pharmacopoeia available in the world. So homeopathic medicine is well regulated across the world. That's no issue. But the standard of many of the products which are flooding in the market was not a part of the homeopathic pharmacopoeia, most of the pharmacopoeia. In German homeopathic pharmacopoeia, some sort of preparations are already included. But in Indian homeopathic pharmacopoeia, only the classical preparations, that too not all. About 1000 or 1100 classical preparations are available. So the legal provisions was that the standard of homeopathic medicines which are included in the pharmacopoeia should be the one which should be marketed. But many of the products in the name of homeopathic medicine was also getting flooded in the market. And some of the products which were flooding in the market were having ingredients which are having questionable safety issues. So that the same thing will happen to India also. Why I am quoting this example of FDA regulation is the same thing will happen to India also. If you go to any homeopathic shops, you could see that the classical preparations and so many other products which are not included a part of pharmacopoeia is also marketed in the name of homeopathic medicine, and some of these products which are being marketed are having questionable safety issues, questionable therapeutic efficacy, because no such scientific study has ever been done on the therapeutic advantage of these products, or the quality of these products, or the shelf life of the products. This is all happening in homeopathy. Now in the homeopathic pharmacy, if you go that 80%, 90% of the product which is available in the shelf are not pharmacopoeial items. That's a big thing, which big challenge for homeopathy. If there are no such regulation for these preparations, stringent measures may crop up in India also at a later stage, and that will not be very good for the future of homeopathy. With this background, my presentation is restricted to the quality assurances of homeopathic medicine. Next slide. So in this context, we have to see what is a homeopathic medicine. When we say a product in homeopathic medicine, it should qualify the strict regime prescribed by Hahnemann, a remedy that has undergone the process of drug proving. Actually, drug proving is the cardinal principle on which we decide whether a product, whether a substance is homeopathic medicine or not. Because that was the only criteria for us to understand that this is homeopathic medicine. The medicine has undergone the process of a drug proving, and based on the effect of that homeopathic product on a healthy human being, we evolve a materia medica. On the basis of the materia medica, we prepare therapeutics and prescribe medicine. Only and only that remedy will qualify the label of homeopathic medicine in strict sense. This is strictest sense. In homeopathic materia medica, several medicines that are included on empirical evidences, toxicological evidences, or pathological evidences are also available. These are also called homeopathic medicine, though the pharmacodynamics of these remedies, as per the homeopathic principle, has never been verified. There are several combinations, formulations, and proprietary items available in the market. These are also called homeopathic medicine as far as the labeling conditions are concerned, because labeling is one of the criteria essential for marketing a homeopathic product. The external preparations, the tonics, everything including that. Next slide. I think I'm running a little faster because I lost some time in between. Are you going to extend the time or going to restrict it to 3 o'clock?
No, sir, we can extend the time. Please take your go slow and comfortably.
Okay. Now, so thank you so much. Now the problem is, if you analyze the whole homeopathic products available in the market, we can see that there are some about 30% of the products which are available in the market are the classical preparations prepared based on the homeopathic pharmacopoeial standards. And there are also mother tinctures. These two things are well regulated through the homeopathic pharmacopoeia. Then we can also see that there are formulations. There are something called formulation, which means the potentized medicines, 2 or 3 medicines mixed together and created a new product which is marketed. Example, we know that belladonna is good for fever, bryonia is good for fever, gelsemium is good for fever, eupatorium is good for fever, and some people mix 3-4 products which are having common indication in fever and prepare a medicine and market it as a fever remedy. Somebody can market that a colic remedy. Somebody can market it as a renal calcular remedy. These are also available in the market, but these are not these medicines have never been proved in combination or in formulation. The X medicine is good for renal calculus, Y medicine is good for calculus, and Z medicine is good for calculus. All the 3 are mixed and given as a renal calculus medicine. This is available and people go and purchase it as an OTC product and use it. Whether they give it some benefit or not give it a benefit, that is one issue. But if these medicines have an adverse reaction on health, it will affect as homeopathy as a whole. Homeopathic medicine by and large is perceived to be very safe, but if any product gives any adverse reactions, it will affect the homeopathic system as a whole, as it happened in US. When I quoted US, I forgot to mention that it was one preparation which was creating problem. That was a teething tablet, actually a teething remedy, children for teething trouble. The US companies were marketing a product with belladonna 3x, chamomilla 3x and something. So belladonna 3x is certainly having some sort of an adverse reaction, especially for a children. This was observed as a wrong practice. That is why the US federal agency started working on regulating homeopathic medicine. So far, Indian regulatory authorities are silent on this issue, but at one point of time, certainly the Indian agencies will also come to regulate homeopathic products. So how we can save that and how we can equip ourselves from future challenges is my topic. And the third one, I mentioned about classical preparations, the mother tinctures, formulations. Formulations are the potentized medicines mixed together and marketed in one name. The fourth one is combinations. Combinations are not necessarily potentized homeopathic medicine. Few mother tinctures are mixed together, or few lower potency medicines are mixed together and marketed as proprietary items like alfalfa, cardiac tonics, uterine tonics, colic tonics, female tonics. These medicines, many products which are having pharmacologically active substances like mother tinctures and lower potencies are mixed together and marketed based on some clinical experiences. Somebody marketed, it is there. So we can't say that this is not there. This might be useful to certain practitioners to manage some patients. That is good along with classical preparation. But combination is also a reality in homeopathic pharmacy products. The next slide. So in short, homeopathic medicines could be the classical preparations, formulations, combinations, externals, veterinary and agri-care products, biochemic salts, so many things are there. These are the major categories of preparations which are coming in the name of homeopathic medicine in the market. Next. The Indian perspective is, in India, we have a large infrastructure. If you look into the market as on today, India is a potentially high market for homeopathic preparations because the public accept homeopathy as a safe homeopathic medicine, as a simple homeopathic medicine. Homeopathy is good for certain diseases for which there is no treatment in other medical systems. Homeopathy is good for NCDs. Homeopathy is good for infants. Homeopathy is good for mothers. These are the perceptions about homeopathy in the mind of public. So this is a big category of people. About women and children, if you take into consideration, they are about 30% of the population. The people suffering from NCD, it's a good amount of people. All these people consider homeopathy is a better option than the conventional medicine. That is why these products are flooding in the market. The homeopathic industry in India is said to be growing at 20% annually. 20% annually is a big growth. Big growth in comparison to an allopathic market. 20% growth annually is very big. Except in COVID time, the allopathy was not growing more than 4% or 5%. COVID time they increased a bit. But now homeopathy is growing 20%. This is a very envious growth in any industry. And some people are jealous by trying to find fault on homeopathy, and they could be potentially dangerous to us also in future. The public perception that homeopathic remedies are safe and effective is on one side good for us, and other side it's a big challenge for us to maintain the safety and efficacy of homeopathic medicine in future also. There are a large number of patients who prefer to use homeopathy as their first line of treatment. Government is encouraging homeopathy. Our Prime Minister is promoting Ayush systems, who has created a separate department or separate ministry for Ayush. The next. These are the Indian perspectives. So we have to be careful about our marketing strategy and manufacturing strategy to safeguard the safeguard to keep homeopathy alive. Otherwise, homeopathy will also perish. One more example, out of the context, I will tell you. In US, in 1917, a very simple investigation was conducted by the ill-famous Flexner report. I think you might have heard that in Flexner report in 1917 in USA. In US in early 1920s, there were 63 homeopathic medical colleges. 63 homeopathic medical colleges in US alone. And even women's college, the hospitals like obstetrics and gynecological hospitals, mental hospitals, these were all prevalent in US till early part of 90s. In 1911 or 1912, on Carney Foundation instituted a committee under the chairmanship of Abraham Flexner. He was one of the MPs, like our member of parliament. Flexner was not a medical man, he was a teacher. Abraham Flexner was the chairman of Flexner Committee. Flexner Committee visited almost all the 63 homeopathic medical colleges and examined the patient records, evidences and all. And they have observed that most of these colleges were not encouraging pathological investigations to diagnose the diseases. This was the only observation there. They have never questioned whether the patient satisfaction is there, patient is recovering. That criteria was not at all taken into the study. They have only observed that the clinical investigation, laboratory investigations were not done much. Believe me, that is the time where even pathological diagnosis was only evolving. It was not very popular as it used to be now. So Flexner has given a report that these colleges are all not following the clinical diagnosis criteria and they are all doing quackery, and these colleges should be stopped giving fund. The funding agency stopped giving fund to the homeopathy colleges and everything collapsed overnight. This happened in 1917, and by 1920 almost all the homeopathy colleges starved and closed down, only because of one Flexner report. And this US report by federal agencies to revisit homeopathic preparations could also be a hint for future stricter regulatory mechanisms for homeopathic medicine. So we have to be a little more alert and careful. For homeopathy, there are enormous potential in curative, preventive and promotive care. Homeopathy classical medicines have immense scope to take the ever-increasing challenges on long-term diseases. These are all the facts which are happening right now. With Aisha, next slide please. The knowledge about the patient and about diseases, as we know, is quite limited now. This is a fact, in spite of the fact that we have advanced too much on clinical medicine, robotic surgeries, artificial intelligence. All these are happening on one side. Still we don't know much about the pathophysiological mechanism of disease, causation of diseases, and treatment is very limited. Our knowledge about causation of diseases is very limited. We have seen during the COVID-19, in spite of the enormous advances in biomedicine, they could not help many of our friends. The fatality was too high. And COVID-19 is not the last infections. Much more severe infections could come anytime. More infection, more mutations, more genetic changes, more cancer, more viral diseases, more allergic disorders. These are all going to be the gift of future healthcare. These are going to be the big challenges in healthcare, and homeopathy might be one of the solutions for most of these cases, because we don't go with much of the nosological diagnosis, but we go with the symptom totality. But many of our detractors, many of our enemies, many of the people who doesn't believe in homeopathy may use some of the shortfalls, some of our lacunas to their advantage, and can bring stricter legal restrictions on homeopathic marketing. So again, coming back to the slide, in this situation, efforts to understand on those areas that we do not know much is better than finding fault on others or rejecting new opportunities. Unless we create new opportunities for us, we will not expand, we may not survive. Practicing medicine and treating the sick are multidimensional. The requirement of one patient differs from the requirement of another patient. Homeopath need not shy away from the realities of the combination and formulations flooding the market in the name of homeopathy. We need not shy. We need not worry that such products are going to do harm. But we have to worry that some sort of a quality assurances of all these products are very much essential. Some sort of a control study, some sort of standardization, some sort of a shelf life, some sort of the toxic effects or therapeutic merit, all these have to be prescribed, studied well. So homeopaths need not base. Some of the homeopaths are very shy or very aggressive that such products are doing more harm. Honestly, it may not be doing much harm. I can use some of these products, I need not use it. Based on my knowledge of practicing, based on my ethical practice, I can use it, I need not use it. But being a homeopath, I am responsible to answer if somebody is doing a mistake in homeopathy. I might be very orthodox in homeopathic practice, but if somebody else is doing something, that will affect my practice also. So we are all going to be responsible for these products, whether I want to like it or not. That is the point. This may be limited scope. This may have limited scope on certain conditions. The combination formulations may have very limited scope on certain conditions and in certain patients. So one may use it, one may not use it. Classical homeopathy has got always an upper hand, but as an add-on treatment, as an adjunct treatment, as a supplement to the treatment, some people may use it, and that is good enough. Whether they get some benefit or not, that is secondary. The next slide. The current situation, if you look into the homeopathic pharmacopoeia, the current situation is, in the past, the pharmacopoeial standard was fairly simple. It was very simple, as they could be resourced from predictable sources such as the different kingdoms, mineral, vegetables, and animal kingdoms, and nosodes and sarcodes. These were limited. The field of homeopathy pharmacy was limited in certain areas, something like the vegetable kingdom, mineral kingdom, and plant-based medicines are nosodes and sarcodes. But now attempts are there for synthesization of drug molecules. So molecules are being used. BCG is potentized instead of tuberculinum. Now attempts are being made on synthesization of drug molecules and their consideration to homeopathic pharmacopoeia. A more recent class of such tautopathic drugs are coming, using the allopathic medicine, which is creating some sort of a side effect. For that, the same medicine is potentized and used it. Attenuation of vaccines. Vaccines are potentized. Organ preparations are being prepared in homeopathy. New imponderables are prepared. Autonosodes are prepared. Allersodes are prepared used in homeopathy. So many things. One example, again I'll tell you a story. I was there in US for a conference. One of the first person from US was claiming that he potentized Berlin Wall. Some of you know that Berlin Wall was the wall which was separating the East and West Germany. And this fellow potentized that medicine, and he was claiming that for emotional unity, Berlin Wall 30 was very good. Say Berlin Wall, as far as we know, Berlin Wall is something like silica only. A wall broken, potentized. If we hypothesize, if we take homeopathy to metaphysical level, say that this is good for that, this is good for that, it's not going to work. It's going to do more harm to homeopathy than doing better, giving upper hand. Somebody potentized tear, and tear is being used as one of the sarcode or no soul, whatever, we don't know. So in the homeopathic pharmaceutics, big challenges are coming by an irrational effort by people to prove certain homeopathic medicines to be homeopathic. Whether these medicines are claiming to be, whether they claim the success based on the drug proving or only on empirical evidences or by false notion, we don't know. Tomorrow somebody can potentize air, somebody can potentize water. So these are all going to do more harm. So traditionally, vitamins and supplements were innocent accomplices in clinical practice, but now nutraceuticals have become a major market and virtually a complementary therapy by itself. Some of these products have also begun to creep into the repertories. When do they transform from the food supplement into homeopathic remedy? This is also going to happen. Some of this will happen tomorrow. The next one. Yeah, coming back. Stringent regulatory mechanisms are required. GMP is very much there. Total quality management should be brought in. International organizations for standardization, hazard analysis and critical control points, etc. came into picture now. This because of irrational and unethical preparations flooding the market. There is the reason for stringent measures are being talked even among the homeopathic fraternity. It's not a call from outside. It is an internal desire also from the homeopathic. What is happening in homeopathic market? We are all worried. Even we have 3 different types of preparations: decimal, centesimal, 50 millisimal. Our inventory was, homeopathic inventory was supposed to be, Hahnemann has produced only 99 drugs. Now it is about 4,000 homeopathic preparations. 4,000 into 3 different potencies. And each of the potency has got about 5-6 different scales of potentization. At least about 630, 200, 1M, 10M, 50M, CM. So the inventory of homeopathy is going to imponderables. The number of products which in the homeopathic manufacturing sector on the classical homeopathy alone is unmanageable limit. We have to find out whether we can manage that to a compact level. If decimal is better than centesimal, discard the centesimal, keep the decimal. If centesimal is better than 50 millisimal, only keep centesimal only. Don't go for 50 millisimal. Unnecessarily, we are adding more and more medicines for the sake of theoretical explanations. We have to do a lot of work, research work, to see which scale of potentization is better than the other one. If that is found to be absolutely good, we can keep only one type of potentization instead of all the 3. At the same time, we can also see out of the 4,000 medicines which are being marketed, how many medicines are being used by a practitioner over a year of practice. By that way, we can eliminate some of the products which are not being used for ages and keep the inventory to a practically manageable limit. Maybe about 300, 400, 500, 1,000, but not 4,000. Very difficult. So, some sort of a open discussion is required among homeopathic pharmaceutical groups, people who are concerned with pharmacy. They should start a open dialogue, open investigation, encourage the professionals to think on out-of-box thinking, create consensus, and improve the quality standards in homeopathic medicine. This one. The next slide. The way forward for quality assurances on homeopathic preparations, having flagged the issue on flooding the market, irrational preparations and flooding the market with questionable medicine with safety, questionable preparations with efficacy. Let us see what are the way forward for this. The first step is to filter homeopathic materia medica or pharmacopoeia. Under the classical homeopathic medicines, there are remedies proved as per the homeopathic principles and remedies less proven. There are two categories of medicine. We all know the homeopathic medicine, the polycrust medicine, which are very commonly used, proved. Not only drug proving has been done, clinical verification has been found that it is consistent with the drug proving. Those medicines are universal. There is no issue. Maybe that medicine could be about 200, 300. That could be brought into one category. Either we can put it one schedule. These are the medicines which are classical. They are very safe. There is no need for shelf life or whatever it is. That could be put into one schedule. The quality. These medicines, out of the whole medicines which are flooding in the market, categorize the medicines which are proved as per the homeopathic principles and categorize them into classical homeopathy and put them under schedule 1. The onus of scientific validation of homeopathy is possible only through drug proving, and all these remedies shall stand the test of similar. These medicines, which are the polycrust medicines, are the medicines which are included in the materia medica through drug proving and clinical verification. Their quality assurance is the responsibility of the government. We will vouch for that. They are safe, they are effective, they are free from all toxic effect. If homeopathic scientific and reproducibility of evidences etc. are possible as per the teachings of Hahnemann, this category of medicine will stand the test of time. The next slide. All other potentized remedies with evidence, with lesser evidences on its safety or efficacy or less proven records may be kept on schedule 2 of the formulary. This is already in the homeopathic pharma. There is something called homeopathic codex. In India, we have one volume of homeopathic codex, which contains the preparations which are not very commonly used, whose therapeutic efficacy has not been established, the drug proving has not been completely done it. Gradually, these medicines which are there in codex get upgraded over a period of time. That is the second stage. But as on time, when somebody is introducing a new drug, first of all, they will stand in the homeopathic codex or in schedule 2 of the formulary, but they will gradually get upgraded over a period of time. This could be possible. I am proposing these schedules as an example only. It could be always modified based on discussions, based on deliberations, based on more scientific inputs. The next slide. The second step is to collect the commonly available preparations that contain pharmacologically active substances. Pharmacologically active substances means the mother tinctures and the preparations which contains lower attenuations, lower dilutions, which are having active ingredients, pharmacologically active substances into that, and put them into schedule 2 or schedule 3, the mother tinctures or something. The second step is collect the commonly available preparations that contain pharmacologically active ingredients such as combinations, proprietary medicines, mother tinctures, and low potency medicine. These medicines need to undergo shelf life studies and also safety measures. So that can be put into Schedule 3 of one formulary. So we have Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 and Schedule 3. Very honestly, this need not be the one which everybody should follow. I am proposing this an working model. This could be changed, this could be improved. This for the participants also to debate. Under this, the mother tincture may be kept into Schedule 3A. Combinations and proprietary medicines could be kept under Schedule 3B. The Schedule 4 could be contain the formulations with multiple homeopathic medicines in potencies. It's quite difficult to prescribe shelf life for these preparations because their basic ingredients itself is in high dilution. So this could be kept on a Schedule 4. The onus of therapeutic efficacy will always stand with the company, not with the government. The responsibility of safety, efficacy of homeopathic medicine from the government, from the agencies, the regulatory body will remain only for the Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. Schedule 3, Schedule 4, the onus of therapeutic efficacy and toxicity we can always prescribe certain standards, but the onus of therapeutic efficacy should be proved by the manufacturer. So Schedule 4 could be the formulations with multiple homeopathic medicines in potencies on 6C and above. This may be called homeopathic formulations. Schedule 5 may be the external one. Like this, there can be homeopathic cosmetic, homeopathic veterinary products, and homeopathic medicine which are used in agri-care. Next slide. I think I had already told. Next slide. Advantage of such classification is the products in Schedule 1 are safe and effective, and they can be called as homeopathic medicine. They are safe, effective. They will only be called homeopathic medicine. Most of the criticism coming on these products in Schedule 2, 3, 4 with questionable quality are on. Most of the criticisms are coming on products which are there in 2, 3, 4 or 5. The criticism fall in homeopathic system in general and the practitioners. Homeopathy in general get denigrated. If the above categorization is adopted, it will differentiate the homeopathic medicine and homeopathic products. The homeopathic products, the onus of responsibility of safety, efficacy will remain with the different agencies. The onus of responsibility of safety, efficacy of homeopathic medicine, which are there in Schedule 1, will always be the responsibility of the regulatory others. Otherwise, if a product is found to be not good, the company which are marketing that, they should withdraw it or they should be answerable. Homeopathy products, homeopathy, one is, I say that in the labeling we will put two conditions. One is homeopathic medicine, one is homeopathic products. The onus of safety, efficacy of homeopathic medicine is universal. It is with the agencies, with the regulatory bodies. But the homeopathic products will be with the marketing. They will have to undertake the experiments and the researches. They should create an evidence-based dossier for every product, and based on that they can market it. I'm not telling that they should be stopped marketing. They should be marketing. They should promote marketing. Let them do it. But then the onus of its therapeutic efficacy should be established through scientific studies by the marketing companies, not by homeopaths. Not if anything happens with that product, that onus will be by the agency who are marketing that or producing that, not the homeopathic system as a whole. Next slide. In conclusion, homeopathy carry a heavy bundle with less of actual homeopathic medicine, more of other products branded as homeopathic medicine, but do not qualify to be called under that label. Regulation of homeopathic preparations needs a relook across the world to save the onslaught from its detractors. Better understanding as to what is a homeopathic medicine and preparations coming out in the name of homeopathic medicine but do not qualify to be called homeopathic medicine and used in homeopathic practice. I am not advocating that such products are illegal or bad or whatever it is. They are all, in reality, they are all there in profession. They should continue to be there, because in the treatment all the time we may not be able to succeed in managing every case with classical homeopathic medicine. Some sort of an ancillary treatment, add-on treatment, supplementary treatment might be required, and those gaps could be easily filled up with such medicines. Normally what is happening in homeopathic practice now is, if I can't handle a case, I immediately refer the patient to an allopathic practice, which is more harmful than a homeopathic practitioner trying one homeopathic medicine which is less harmful, more safe than the biomedical products. So that gap can be filled with these products, fine. But then the efficacy of these medicines should be validated through established clinical research protocols. The safety parameters have to be established through safety the clinical studies. Then only they should be marketed, or at least whatever exists in the market now should gradually get evolved through scientific evidences. Better understanding as to what is a homeopathic medicine and preparation coming out in the name of homeopathic medicine but do not qualify to be called homeopathic medicine and used in homeopathic practice. If a distinction can be made, we may be able to overcome many of the unfounded criticism that the system is facing today. In order to save the system from within and from outside, we need to position ourselves with clinical validation and adaptation within the time. Next slide. Improving the quality standard of homeopathic medicine is the need of the time for its survival. Transforming homeopathy as the most acceptable medical system of the present and future healthcare is the responsibility of every genuine homeopath. So instead of finding fault on the products which are flooding, I know there are a lot of criticisms by a few people about these products which are flooding the market, but they are all realities which is happening there. As a professional, what I will advocate is proper regulation of the product which is there. In future, whenever a new product comes, this sort of if the categorization is there, it is easy to have better regulatory mechanism than what is available today. So FDA 95, they have flagged certain issues. We should not keep quiet till some sort of a same thing or a bad thing comes, or more severe one comes to India. We have seen Alexander Flexner report in 1917, and in 1996 we have seen UK Science and Technology report, and we have seen the NHRM report of Australia. All these are happening sequentially through a hidden agenda of some vested interest. Now, India is the only country where homeopathy enjoys an unregulated practice. Homeopathy is getting a lot of support from government, people, the public. The footfall of the patient, the footfall of patients in homeopathy is enormous. This might be giving some burning heart to somebody. We should not worry about that, provided we make ourselves fit to face such challenges in future. Thank you very much, and question answer session is open. I am there for answering. I think I have taken 15 minutes more than what is scheduled, but you have also taken 15 minutes to give me this mic. So in between I lost some time due to technical glitches. In any way, it was a wonderful session for me for making a presentation to you. Thank you so much.